So the best way to think about Elon Musk is he's that rich kid in your neighborhood who buys his friends. He throws these big parties, he offers free pizza, and when the free pizza runs out, everybody leaves because no one actually ever likes talking to Elon. That's who Elon Musk is. And essentially, this is what's going on with his companies. They're absolutely failing. The money's dwindling away, and people are leaving. Check out this. This is a headline that's fascinating. Tesla's future uncertain as 10,000 Cybertrucks remain unsold. We've actually heard reports of this stuff for the last couple of years. You'll see these pictures on social media of like all these unsold Teslas. So it's not the Cybertruck, but unsold Teslas. And the Cybertruck, though, was a big one because that was Elon Musk's baby. He was a very heavy hand in the design of that thing. And a lot of people have left Tesla already, meaning that a lot of his senior executive employees, his brother is selling stock. The chair of the board is selling stock. The CFO is selling stock. And now you got these 10,000 unsold Cybertrucks. Could be worth around, worth around 800,000. You guys still got to sell these things because the average price of these things are actually quite expensive. And then your sales are faltering, right? So you got unsold inventory, you got faltering sales. Like for example, this headline here: sales down 75% in Netherlands, down 62% in the UK. And I even asked Grok, which is Elon Musk's own company, right? The AI thing over there. Is it true about does Tesla have 10,000 unsold Cybertruck? And according to Grok, Elon's AI thing, yes, as of early May 2025, Tesla reportedly has over 10,000 unsold Cybertruck in the inventory. So what is Elon trying to do? Remember, he's the rich kid in the neighborhood who gives away free pizza to try to get people to like him. What's he trying to do to basically save his, pizza fortune? He comes up with shady things regarding buying off politicians. That's what he's up to. So I guess now we're giving free pizza to politicians effectively. This was fascinating. It says Tesla moves to stymie shareholder lawsuits after Musk pay saga, right? Because when in doubt, make it so that people can't sue you. For real, that's their strategy to save the company. Instead of trying to make awesome products that everybody wants, you're just like, okay, just don't sue me, bro. Basically, this is a long-running issue. His pay package had problems in Delaware because it was deemed illegal. Basically, the board was not independent. They paid the dude too much. And did shareholders, were they informed, adequately about his whole pay package thing? And it ended up being like one of the biggest. I think it might actually be the biggest in history. Some crazy number. It was like 56 billion. I mean, the whole thing was absolutely insane. And that was actually even more than Tesla had ever profited. And so, what you do is you say, okay, run away to Texas, and then get Abbott. I guess there's this proposals on the table to basically protect wealth and protect, CEOs and companies, etc. And this is a fascinating one because if you guys are ever curious, how and what kind of laws can you do to protect people like Elon Musk, it gets highly technical. So one would be the only way you can sue the company is if you have like at least 3% shares in the company, right? So that means any smaller, people who own shares in the company, they are shareholders, but not enough to be over the 3% threshold, then you can't sue. The other one, right, and you guys can see how this favors the wealthy, right? That would be one way you can make laws to favor the wealthy. Another one, which is really an interesting one, they called it the business judgment rule. And let me read it, the actual details, and you'll see like this is insane. So here it is. One bill formalizes a common legal principle known as the business judgment rule, which assumes, right, they have to make an assumption with this rule, which assumes corporate leaders are making informed, well-intentioned decisions for their companies. Under the new measure in Texas, investors seeking to challenge board decisions will now need to prove otherwise. So this is the point of this one, because basically the lawsuit against Musk was like, okay, your board was more interested in, pumping the stock and making Elon Musk rich than they were, say, in serving the shareholders. And so if you pass a law in Texas or, whatever state, because other states could do it as well, you're just basically saying, okay, well, we just automatically assume, because it literally what it says, it assumes corporate leaders are making informed, well-intentioned decisions for their companies. Guys, I've lived long enough to know that that is not always the case, right? There are often times when it's just how it is. People can be greedy. Just talk about something like an Enron or a Theranos, right? Are they really working in the best interest of shareholders, or are they looking more to put money in their own pockets? And that's effectively what Elon Musk is up to all the time. His fanboys and fangirls always just tout how Elon Musk is some sort of god and so awesome person, etc. But essentially, they're just in it for the free pizza, and no one actually likes Elon. And then you can probably dispute that. You say, no, Chris, there's some people who actually like Elon. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens when the free pizza runs out. This is also an interesting one. So he's not protected from this lawsuit. This is just breaking this week. It says May 14, 2025. Musk's election PAC, right, sued over alleged failure to pay $100 to petition signers. So if you guys remember, Elon Musk got involved with that election, and he was, well, there's multiple elections where he offered the $100 if you sign his petition thing, and it was multiple states. So it was Pennsylvania, Nevada, and Georgia where I guess they're getting sued, and that was filed on May 8th. I kind of knew this stuff was gonna happen. He gets sued all the time, so I'm not shocked by this one. I just always find it funny, because like when you warn people, it's like, yeah, he's probably not gonna pay up anyway, right? There's the $1 million lottery thing, and plus he had the $100, if he signed a stupid petition. And then they even had something as well as like they were trying to get people to like, hey, if you knock on your neighbor's door and take a picture of you and your neighbor, we'll give you $100 something. It's like really lame, but he's not going to pay anyway. And that's stuff that both Trump and Musk do. They make these wild promises, and they just don't keep them. And these people are frankly untrustworthy. And so that's why anytime they put out, like, say this was a video a couple days ago about these dancing robots, and it's from Tesla. It says we're a car company, and they're trying to claim that Elon Musk says all the time that we're all going to buy 5 robots, and they're going to be the most awesome product in history according to Elon. Who I guess he likes the number 5 because he's also said in the past as well that he thinks Tesla is going to be worth more than the top 5 companies in the world value combined. It's like stupid crap, right? And so just put that in context. Like, do you think Tesla's going to be worth more than Google, Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft, Amazon combined? Like, is that really even possible? But that's what Elon Musk. That's the kind of stuff that he says, and he gets away with it because he just says, well, I'm just overly optimistic. I'm just a really positive guy. And when you ever point this stuff out, his fanboys and fangirls, like, because I just tell you guys the truth about stuff, I just don't think it's realistic. They'll just like, oh, Chris, you're just so dumb. You're just a hater. You just understand the genius of Elon Musk and his free pizza, right? That's essentially why they like Elon Musk. It's all about free pizza, guys. This is also an interesting one that they're trying to do, and this is how you're trying to save your company. It says here, share with us how FSD Supervised has become invaluable for you. Film a quick video while an FSD Supervised. So they want you to now send in user-generated videos. Now, be careful with this stuff, though, when you see this stuff on social media, because it's been reported in the past from Tesla insiders that oftentimes the Tesla influencers are using I'm not sure what to say. We'll say a version of FSD that is in an area where engineers can spend extra time on it and basically put cars on rails or /track, right? So it's more than meets the eye, right, with this thing. Or, which is something that's probably going to be happening, some of these things could be teleoperated. If you don't know, Tesla and Elon have been, saying, "Hey guys, we're gonna have these like awesome Robotaxi things, and we're all gonna be rich, and you're gonna be so rich." They really do say this stuff. It's like so stupid. And it's actually funny because Morgan Stanley, it was Jonas came out and left a note and said these things may be teleoperated, which no one would be shocked by this. If you don't know what teleoperated means, this basically means okay. It's just someone, we're doing this thing by remote control, basically. The same way they did it at when they had a big like event. It was actually in Hollywood, true story. They had an event in Hollywood where they introduced these things. It was on a movie studio lot. I think was it the Warner Brothers back lot? I can't remember which studio. If you guys remember exactly which studio, you can let me know. We actually talked about it on the channel several times, but I just don't remember which one it was. Where else better to show your overhyped, fake products than literally on a movie lot. And then the robots they had out in that thing, they had walkie-talkie things basically, so they could talk to people, and then they were teleoperated, remote control puppets. But according to Morgan Stanley here, Jonas, and Adam Jonas is like a Tesla pumper. So here's the quote. It says, Austin's a quote go, but fleet size will be low. Think 10 to 20 cars. So the big promise of Tesla, I guess they're gonna have 10 to 20 cars on the road that are supposedly taxis. Public roads, invite only. So not for the public. plenty of teleops to ensure safety. We can't screw up. Still waiting for a date. So we'll see on that. And you have to remember, Tesla's dealing with like failing sales. This is a fascinating chart put up by Reuters. Basically, I mean, sales are just collapsing in several countries. Germany, I guess, leading there. And then, oh, it says here, wow, did UK go up a little bit? This would be in the first quarter 2025. So what's going on in UK, guys? I'm a bit disappointing you. You got the blue arrow to the right. Everyone else has got the red arrow to the left. So you got to get your arrows right, guys. Making a joke, but you can see the failing sales there. Now, to be fair to Tesla, because I like to give you guys lots of different news going on in Tesla, they did recently add the Chipotle president to their board. If you don't know, they're going to be opening up a diner. I believe it's in Santa Monica. I think it's on Santa Monica Boulevard, I believe. And I've seen pictures of the thing, and I'm actually quite curious. If you don't know, that's in LA. I used to live in LA, so I know the area. But I'll be curious, like, if the diner just ends up being a big place where everyone's going to go and protest every day, and no one's actually going to go there. I'm actually quite curious on that. So they haven't been hyping this one that much. And is their next venture going to be food, and we're going to be the most awesome food chain? Who knows? I mean, we'll see. We'll see if they're going to try to go for something like that. And you always get these just bizarre stories with Tesla. It's like, this is just dated May 15th. I'll read the headline. I'll explain the story to you. It's another weird one from Tesla. Exclusive: Musk took leased cars back so Tesla could use them as robotaxis. Instead, Tesla sold them. So I know it's always a weird one. Okay, so basically what it was is oftentimes when you lease a car, you have the option to buy it at the end, right? That's a common practice for many companies. In Tesla's situation, they're like, no, you don't get the option to buy said car because we need them for our million robotaxis, right? And Musk will really say like 1 million robotaxis, right? We're just gonna flip the switch and all these robotaxis are gonna be making us tons of cash, right? It turns out though that we don't have the 1 million robotaxis. They actually just ended up selling the Teslas, and what they would do is they would add their FSD software on their thing on the Tesla, and then they would just jack up the price. So that's a way for them to try to eke out more money from people. So that's kind of an interesting strategy they did. I'm not shocked by any of this stuff, but that's how Tesla and Elon runs the ship. And if you haven't been paying attention lately, they had this always like these weird head scratchers over there. I mean, it's not like super head scratching because you know who Elon is, right? He often, what's the right word to say it, bends the truth, doesn't tell the truth, right? These kind of things. And also tweets out a bunch of sort of Nazi type of stuff, for real. And lately, the one has been his chatbot, Grok, was tweeting out all the stuff about South Africa and, how white people are persecuted, that kind of stuff, right? You can read the headline. And it didn't matter like what question you would ask Grok, it would just start going off on that. And they're claiming it was some sort of quote, rogue employee, but so there's that. And so what he's doing right now, the same way he's trying to buy favor in Texas, right? With getting the laws changed to, favor CEOs and wealthy individuals. He's also trying to, and this is a report here, get other countries to buy Starlink through pressure from the U.S. government, right? The State Department reportedly pressured African countries to adopt Elon Musk's Starlink. I'm actually quite surprised, though, guys. I don't know why we haven't heard any reports of like, other countries being pressured to buy Teslas. maybe we just haven't heard it yet. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked because aren't we all just kind of waiting for that to be like, oh, okay. It turns out whatever deal that Tesla may, or I should say, well, you could argue Tesla, but whatever deal that quote deal Trump makes with the UK, then suddenly you find out that Starmer's like, oh yeah, all of our government employees are going to drive Teslas. Like we're just waiting for those kind of announcements, and I'm actually quite curious why we haven't heard that yet. The Starlink one, yeah, I get, but why haven't companies been yet to be pressured, or countries yet to be pressured to buy Tesla? So we'll see. So anyway, do you want to hear your thoughts on this one? Do you agree with my analogy that Elon Musk is that rich kid who people only like him for the free pizza, and when the free pizza's gone, so does everyone goes, right? Everyone leaves him. That's my thoughts. I want to hear yours, and I'll catch you all in the next video.